Hey guys, how's it going? Mike here. It's a pretty dreary day here in the lower mainland of BC. A lot of rain recently. We're here in our Jayco 166FBS. Just wanted to give you guys an update on some of the DIY projects that we've done here recently, as well as this awesome hidden storage hack that we wanted to show you guys. So let's just jump right in. Okay, first one, follow me. So when we were on all of our travels this past summer, all of our dirty laundry and where to put it was always kind of an issue. We got these roll-up bags off Amazon that sort of work, but they would always rip and they're not really all that handy when it comes down to it. So we've built this laundry hamper that sits behind the toilet because the water line that runs into the toilet pretty much takes all the space behind it. So it's a lot of wasted space. So we created this thing. It's just made out of a few pieces of different wood. We really wanted to make sure that this didn't add a whole lot of weight. So if you come in and take a look, you can see that really we've only built the front of it and the side of it and the very bottom. This side and this side is just the walls of the trailer. And we put this last little piece on a little hinge system here so we can just throw dirty laundry in here and goodbye. So that was a really fun project that turned out actually a lot better than I thought it would, and I'm really happy we did this. In terms of the paint color on this, we actually took one of the existing shelves that was in this trailer when we bought it, went to Home Depot, had them color match it. So this color is actually very similar to the modern farmhouse color that comes with the trailer. And as you can see on the bottom, it's just 4 wooden dowels that kind of keep it elevated so it doesn't interfere with the water line that goes into the back of the toilet here. So no longer wasted space. This is awesome. I'm super psyched to use this once we get back on the road. Okay, number 2, we added a whole bunch of shelves to the existing cabinets just so we could have more storage. So this is the first one. So we added this shelf that goes here. Now we just have a little better storage and more management of all the different things in here. Pretty much the way that we built all the additional shelves was just 1/2-inch plywood and L brackets and screw them all together. That's basically it. And we painted it with the same color that we did the laundry hamper, so it all matches the modern farmhouse. And yeah, so this is the first one, and I'll show you the others. The next one's up here. We added another one right here. The Keurig fits so snug in this section. It's awesome. So there's just more storage we're gonna have up here. We're gonna be able to put more bowls and things like that. Toaster fits nicely. Keurig fits great. That's number 2. Number 3, another shelf here in the shoe bin, so our shoes don't sit in one giant mess. If you've seen our previous videos, you might know that we've added all these ones here. So this is from before when we first bought the trailer. We added a shelf here and a shelf deep here. So we noticed after a while sleeping on this bed that this side of it would sink down quite a bit more than that side. And so I lifted it up and took the plywood that was underneath off, and I noticed that there really isn't a support running right under this section. So that was really easy to add. We basically just took a 2x4 and put it underneath here, and now it spans across here, bracing this part of the bed. That was nice and easy. Not super interesting, but very functional. Okay, save the best for last. So a little backstory on how we discovered this. So about a couple of weeks ago, we noticed that our slide stopped working. And then so we took apart the front fascia of the couch in order to take a look at the slide motor. There was an issue with our slide motor mount that we're getting fixed under warranty. So while we were down there, we noticed that there was a ton of empty space right behind this slide fascia. And we thought, wouldn't it be cool if there was a way that we could get back there and be able to store stuff there? So basically what we did was we added some hinges and gas struts to the front of this couch fascia. And now we have awesome access behind it and extra storage. Come check this out. So quite honestly, this was actually very...
Calvin, it's not a stepping stool. Kenji!
I like cheese. Okay, so quite honestly, this was really easy to do. It took a little bit of trial and error to figure out the positioning of the struts and whatnot. I'll kind of run you through how we did. Okay, so when you first get this couch, what you want to do is pull off the front of these tabs here, and then you'll have access to the screws that hold this fascia piece to this couch. Okay, so when you take off the couch fascia, it's gonna come off in 2 parts. There's the main part here, and then there's this black thin part that is attached originally to the bottom of it. We've since moved it to the top. But basically you wanna separate both those parts because you're gonna need this black thinner piece to cover up all this top area once you do this. because when you do this, this couch fascia will sit quite a bit lower than it normally does in order to accommodate having hinges and stuff on it now. Like you can totally see where it used to line up. It used to line up basically here at this level, but now it is quite a bit lower, which exposes a bunch of the wood and metal that's behind here. And as such, we took the thin black piece that used to be on the bottom of this and we put it to the top. Okay. So next, so for the hinges that we got, these are regular style door hinges. At first we used self-closing cabinet hinges and we found that those don't really work in this because they're generally quite a bit smaller than door hinges and it just won't stand up to the constant opening and closing action just because this is such a big piece, right? So we ended up getting door hinges, but anyway, we attached the hinges to the top corners of this couch fascia and then we put the thin black piece behind it to act as a barrier between this and all the metal and wood and structure of the couch itself, just because it's not a very even flat surface behind it normally. So having this thin black piece here creates a nice flush surface so you can actually drill through it and have your screws sit nicely. And then so after that, you can come down here with me. So we got these gas struts here that are on both sides that lift the whole thing up, but the angle of which they needed to sit, originally there was no wood because they need to sit right here, and putting them here doesn't work because it doesn't hinge well enough. So we needed it to be behind, and this was easy enough. We just got a couple pieces of wood. We got a flat one that sits behind here, and then we screwed through here, and then so that's stuck out, and then we attached another block of wood to it, so our strut has something to screw into. So it's not the prettiest thing, but it works great. And we got the same thing going on the other side. So as you can see, it's a piece of wood that is behind all of this, and then this vertical block that sits here for the strut to screw into. You want to make sure that you really follow the instructions of the struts in terms of the placement of where it needs to be and what angle it needs to be and all this stuff, because this took so many tries before we figured out the correct placement. And probably would have been solved if we had just read the manual right off the bat. But in the end, it worked out, and now we have this cool little hidden storage hack thing here going on. I love this. So one thing you got to know in terms of what you want to store down here, you probably want to make sure that you secure it in such a way that none of it comes sliding and hits the motor or all these wires, because this is all just kind of exposed and sitting here, right? So my plan is to create some sort of barrier here, so whatever we put in here won't go smashing into all that stuff. That's a project for a different day, but anyway, super happy with how this thing turned out. This is just really cool because we had an idea and it worked. Like, we visualized this and we made it happen. So these dogs. But anyway, that's about it for this one, guys. Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this hidden storage hack in the Jayco 166FBS. My name's Mike, that's Mackenzie, this is Calvin, Bentley's over there, and Dana's filming. But anyway, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys on the next one. It's piled up all by itself. We did it.
Okay, but we have to close it first.
Yeah, make sure it closes properly. Please, 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 please. Oh my God. We did it. Look at all the extra storage we have now. We can totally put stuff here now. Wow.